right, how about now? Can you hear us?
Test, test. Test, test.
All right, we'll keep testing, see if you can hear us at home. All right, sounds like we still have no audio. All right, we can hear. All right.
Test,
okay.
test.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for your patience as we got that audio issue figured out. I'm Kennedy Reynolds, and I'm here with Ian Peters. He is our volunteer coordinator at Heifer USA, and he's going to give an overview of what Heifer does and what it looks like to live and work at Heifer Ranch.
Thanks, Kennedy. Much appreciated. And thanks to all of you that are watching or joining us. To those of you that have joined our channel or watched our videos in the past and are continuing to follow our work, thanks for all of your support. Thanks for following along in our story. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're super excited to share with you some more information about the ranch, about Heifer USA's work, and about living and working at the ranch as a part of our volunteer program. So we get a lot of questions that ask, what is Heifer USA? And Heifer USA is a nonprofit community development agency that's built around sustainable agriculture and helping smallholder farmers earn a more dignified livelihood through regenerative agricultural practices. And one of the ways that we do that, we have an expansive amount of work, but one of the ways that we do that is on our facility here at Heifer Ranch, which is a 1,200-acre working and living classroom that serves as a living, breathing classroom for us to learn about and teach about regenerative agricultural practices. So we get to have a full-scale production livestock team. We have a full-scale production market garden team here. We've got a bunch of really great agricultural experts and team members that are supporting them in that great work as they research and develop and better understand regenerative agricultural practices. And then we're able to share that information with farmers or with other individuals that are interested in our farmer education and farmer training programs. The other question that we get a lot is, how can I get involved? People that are following our work or that are seeing the types of work that we're involved in are super excited about it. They see our team members and they see the passion and the expertise that are involved on our end, and they're really excited about that, and they want to get involved with us here at the ranch, and they ask, how can I get involved? Well, one of the best ways to get involved for somebody that's ready to really take a plunge into the type of work that we're doing is to join our team as a part of our residential volunteer group. We've been at the ranch for almost 40 years now, and ever since that time, we've had some type of volunteer program. People that have wanted to come to our beautiful ranch, help out with the livestock, help out with the gardens production, help us work on different agricultural products and things like that. Way back then, folks were so excited about working with us that they were camping on site, they were hanging out under a tree. Since then, we've fully developed a program so that people are able to join us for an extended amount of time and both live and work at the ranch. So one of the things that we'll get to talk about today is that program and who that program might be right for. So if you're interested in the type of work that we're doing and you'd like to join us, we'll talk about the model for that and what's involved. So what is the volunteer program at the ranch? Well, the residential volunteer program is a program where folks both live and work at our farm. We provide housing here on site, where Kennedy and I are out here sort of walking around and touring the residential staff facilities. You can see around us there are multiple houses here on site where we're able to accommodate our staff. So folks that are interested can apply online through our program. Individuals need to be at least 18 years or older, and we take folks from all different backgrounds and from all different parts of the United States, and we're also able to accept international volunteers as well. COVID has put some restrictions on our ability to do that right now, but historically we've been able to host volunteers internationally as well as domestically. So volunteers that want to come and live and work at the ranch commit to a 3 to 12 month term of service where they're both living and working at the ranch on one of our 3 teams, either as a member of our livestock team, as a member of our organic gardens team, or as a member of our maintenance and facilities team. And we're going to get a chance in a little bit to talk with folks from each of those teams. When volunteers get accepted to the program and are placed here, they are able to move on site and reside full-time in one of our really comfortable accommodations here. It's sort of similar to staying at an Airbnb. They're fully furnished. They have all modern accommodations like Wi-Fi, electricity, climate control. They are fully furnished. We provide linens and bed sheets as well as personal and household items as well, so that volunteers really are able to be very comfortable during their time here at the ranch. We also provide our volunteers with a small daily stipend, which is meant to help offset the cost of some of the other incidentals or small costs of living that, that might not be covered through some of the other things that we cover. So volunteers move on to the ranch, join one of our 3 teams for a period of 3 to 12 months, and get to work alongside our agricultural experts 5 days a week on each of the teams that they're assigned. So it's a really great opportunity for individuals that are interested in sustainable agriculture. Maybe they're thinking about starting their own farm, or they're wanting to better understand their food system. It's great for folks that have an interest in policy work and sustainability and that kind of a thing. Or just for folks that are wanting to do hands-on work, to be outside and to be amongst a community of individuals that are passionate about regenerative agriculture. So within our volunteer housing, volunteers are placed into their own private bedroom. They're fully furnished. They're provided with all of the amenities that, that you might expect in, say, an Airbnb during their stay here. And then they share a living condition in a community. They share small living quarters, like a kitchen, living room, outdoor areas with some of the other members of the volunteer team. So they're able to be a part of a community, not only with our agricultural experts, but with other diverse backgrounds of people that are here and interested in regenerative agriculture and in sharing that experience with other people. So today we get the opportunity to go around the ranch and to talk to some of our different ag experts that work with our volunteers, to meet some of our volunteers that are here as well, to talk about their experience, to talk about the skills that they build, the experiences that they've gained during their time here, and to help you better understand if this is an opportunity that you're interested in, whether or not it might be right for you. So Kennedy, I think maybe in a moment we can drive down to visit Donna and talk about livestock volunteers.
Yeah. Yes, sounds like a party.
Okay.
And today we have a really special treat. You guys will get to ride with us in our very fancy from Maggie Martell. She wants to know if she can bring her small dog with her to volunteer.
Unfortunately, we're not able to allow folks to bring their pets into volunteer housing. At this of the ranch that we do have here is our RV park here. That we actually just pulled into. So in addition to our lovely furnished homes that we also have a number of sites that people can hook their RV or camper trailers up to, and we are able to allow folks with small dogs into those areas if they've got them. But into volunteer housing, because it's a shared housing facility, we're not able to allow that, unfortunately.
That's a great option, this RV section. I didn't even know was here till yesterday.
Yeah, it's in a beautiful central part of our main campus up here. And so it's a really great quiet location. And of course, out your front door and on either side of you, you're surrounded by grazing animals, which is a great thing to wake up to.
Speaking of those animals, I think we're going to meet some right now.
Speaking of those animals, yeah, we're going to meet some of those right now, and we're going to speak with Donna and Lizzie about the livestock volunteer program.
All right. Hey, Donna. Hey, Lizzie.
Hi.
It's good to see you guys. I'm going to hand off my mic so you guys can be heard by our audience.
Okay.
We'll plug that back in. Hold tight.
Do I need to push the blue light?
Yes, please. Let's get that set up and we'll take some of these critters over here. Hi, guys.
Okay, I think we're good to go.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to have you guys turn.
Oh, sure.
You can see you in that beautiful Arkansas sunlight.
Yeah.
So, Donna, thanks for taking some time out of your very busy day to chat with us.
Sure.
I know you guys have got a lot going on, but tell us a little bit about the day in the life of the livestock team. I know every day is sort of different, but what sorts of things might a livestock volunteer expect to be a part of in a day?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we really love having people come and work on the ranch. I think that we're very unique, that we're very focused on production, but also teaching. So we consider our livestock volunteer program an excellent opportunity for anybody who is interested, say, in becoming a vet or having their own farm. Right now, we've got 4 volunteers on the ranch that all are working towards having their own farm. You're going to meet Lizzie in a minute. She's one of them. So yeah, it's just a great way to come and get hands-on experience. A day in the life, every day is different on a ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And what you think you might be doing in the morning can shift in a moment, and you have to pivot to what's most important, what's most critical. What's most critical is how we care for our animals. So if there's a sick animal, we're dealing with that. If there's, hay to put out, we're dealing with that. If there's a thunderstorm coming and the chickens need to, be batten down the hatches, we do that. So we do whatever is most critical, although we do have well planned out days. Of course, ranching is seasonal, is based on seasons.
Yeah.
So some seasons bring different work than others. Right now, we're sort of in what we call the project phase of our year. Where we're taking a break from chickens, although that's going to change really soon.
Right.
And we're working on projects.
So it sounds like volunteers get to work across species. They get to work with all of the different animals and on different kinds of projects. Mm-hmm. I know that there's a lot of work involved in moving animals from pasture to pasture,
right.
Observing animal health, maintenance and infrastructure related to the upkeep of the animals and the livestock enterprises.
Yeah, it's really across the board, all those things that you mentioned. And I feel like, I've been working with Heifer for 13 years, always with volunteers. And I know so many volunteers, I don't know the percentage, that have come just because it seemed like a really cool idea. And then they shifted their career path because they fell in love with farming. I had that happen, when I went to college, because the college that I went to was focused on agriculture, and part of the day was working. So I think there's something really unique about working as a team, as a community towards a common goal.
Yeah.
There's a very strong sense of community here. And you just build relationships with people that you wouldn't otherwise through a work environment.
Yeah. Talk about, and maybe Lizzie can speak to some of these things too that you're hoping to gain, but what are some of the skills or the experiences that a volunteer might gain that if they're coming in fresh, they're looking to maybe start their own farm, or they're looking to have a better understanding of animal management? What are some of the skills, even at a high level, that a volunteer might expect to gain or have during their time here?
Well, gosh, there's so many. Volunteer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, I came in with no experience whatsoever. So I started learning from the very beginning how to drive a gator, how to put up temporary fence, how to call a herd and move them to their next paddock, how to look at the grass and try and determine if there's enough forage for them. Do we need to move them? Do we need to make bigger pastures? Recently I've been working on walking the lines and making sure the fences, the permanent fences like this, are secure in some of the other properties that we have before we let the cow herd go out into there. Yesterday I got to learn about moving sheep, how to capture a sheep, how to move it because it was not feeling so well, and we had to get it isolated and taken care of. So those are some of the things that I've learned so far.
Okay. And what are your plans after your time at the ranch? Like what drew you to join us at the ranch and have this experience here?
Well, what I'm hoping to do is start by custom grazing cattle. So being able to assist Donna with what she does and help with the cattle herd is awesome for me. But also I want to be able to do cross species as well. So being able to talk with the other volunteers about what did they do today with the pig flock, and how do they manage the chickens when they come on, cleaning a brooder. So all of those things, besides just learning from my supervisor, we're talking and we're hearing in conversation what other people are doing, what they're excited about, what happened today. Oh, a pig's temperature should be in this range, and oh, okay, this cow could have this virus, it could have a magnesium deficiency. So there's just every little conversation sparks something new to be learned.
Yeah, I think you both have raised a really interesting point, and I think a really important part of the opportunity that being at the ranch involves, and that's not only the day-to-day work experience that's provided, but that really important community aspect. It's all of those small conversations that happen on the side, that happen in the moments when you're not at work, and that's one of the really unique and interesting opportunities that I think living at the ranch brings, more than it just being somewhere where you go for a couple hours or a short period of time. It's really immersive, and it's something that you fully live and experience full time.
Completely agree with that.
Yeah. Well, any other thoughts or things that you'd like to share about our volunteer program at this time?
No, just that it's an amazing experience. I hope people will be interested. I feel like, as what we already talked about, how strong the community is and how special it is. People form lifelong friendships here.
Yeah.
As someone that lives on the ranch, as of recently, I can tell you it's a very dynamic, loving, warm, welcoming community.
Yeah.
Hope you join us.
All right.
Well, thanks, Donna.
Yeah.
We appreciate both of your times. Lizzie,
Yeah.
thanks, and have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah, we're gonna transition here shortly. I think we've got a brief video testimonial that we'll be able to share from Ra, who is also on our livestock team, talking about her time here and about the experiences that she's had. And then we'll transition over to Sean in the gardens and speak with him about opportunities on the gardens team.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Okay, so we'll just head up this way, and we'll go and meet with Sean.
We've got some sweet little critters out here wanting to say hello to everybody.
I'm not sure of the benefits of having these folks all together, but I think they keep each other pretty good company.
And they can keep you company too, right?
That's
Just
right.
become volunteer as a livestock ball.
That's right. That's one of the neat things I think, in terms of living here too, like Donna and Lizzie said, is, you are being fully immersed, and so you see the day-to-day, the animals moving in the pastures in front of your home or around where you are, or even if you're not involved in that team necessarily, you get to see some of those things as well. So let's shoot on over to visit Sean.
Woo, every day I am learning something new, I tell you. I am very grateful to be here at Heifer Ranch here in Perryville. This is a wonderful campus in terms of the beauty that it provides and just the amount of space and air and nature. You can hear the birds, you can hear the cows. It's just an awesome place to be. And all of the people that I've been working with are very caring, and I am meeting quite a beautiful amount of people here and creating a support system. I actually have a farm in Crawford, Mississippi, and so we're new to farming. We've been farming for the last 2 years or so, and so on our farm again, we've just got aeroponics, and we are looking into doing some livestock, which is why I'm here. Whether it's learning about the different types of feed, the different terrain, the way that the pigs may root up in different areas, and the amount of time that's needed in order to kind of heal the land. I'm learning how to work on machinery, huge tractors, and learning how to fill the feed bins. So, I mean, every day it's something new. I am grateful for my experience here because I am able to actually do things that I hadn't done before in terms of learning the equipment, in terms of actually interacting with animals. I've never done that before. And so I'm very grateful for the experience and that my children are able to have the experience as well. And then to also bring that back to my neck of the woods. So getting youngsters involved in farming, I mean, it's just the right thing to do because as we know, the average age of a farmer is like 60 plus. And so we want to bring some innovative, cool ideas and truly understand that we are the future of our food. So I'm grateful.
Do you think you'll farm in the future?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely, I'll be a farmer. I am a farmer.
That's right. Awesome. Cool.
Hey, Sean. Okay, I think we're back, and thanks for Ra for sharing her brief testimonial. We certainly love having her here. We've got some time to talk with Sean Pacera, who's oversees our garden program and oversees our gardens volunteers. So one of the teams that our volunteers can serve on is our gardens team. Mm-hmm. Sean, tell us a little bit about the role that volunteers play on your team.
Yeah, so for our team, we are about 4 people, me, an assistant, and then usually about 4 volunteers depending on the season. We're a 3-acre certified organic market garden, so we're producing vegetables year-round. Even today, right now, the rest of the team is packing vegetables up for delivery. So an experience with a volunteer is really one of learning lots of different trades. I've had volunteers that have worked with me on projects doing electrical stuff or plumbing or down to the actual disease treatment of plants, harvesting, packaging, thought partners for marketing. So really it's a very broad experience that a volunteer can have here.
Mm-hmm. What is I know every day in farming is always different and things change based on the weather or whatever plans go awry, but what does a typical day on the gardens team look like? Like what would someone expect when they showed up to work for the morning? What kinds of things might they be involved in?
Yeah, so we get started 8 to 5, Monday through Fridays is our volunteer schedule. Mornings is going to be a lot of harvesting, especially during the spring, summer, and fall, because that's the best time of day to harvest and pick. We'll fulfill orders and then move on to pruning, trellising. We're doing a lot of organizing this time of year, just getting ready for the spring, so we don't have a lot of crops in the ground right now. Mm-hmm. And so volunteers are making repairs to high tunnels, doing some maintenance on some of the equipment. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of things. We can take a walk around too. I mean, we're sort of out here in the middle of it, and you said there's not a lot going, but I know you guys have got some things growing on in your high tunnels.
We have some things growing on in this tunnel. We have some cut flowers, so let's step in there because it's a lot prettier
yeah, let's go in there.
Than out here.
Sure.
All right. So, this is our flower tunnel. Let me turn this water off real quick. So this is a mix of flowers and lettuces. We got poppies, tulips, or anemones, ranunculus, all sorts of different things. These are all going to market. So we're trying to work with a local florist who doesn't typically have a lot of early season flowers to help her fill out her availability. And then other farmers that we work with will kind of come in behind us and provide summer flowers all summer when we shift to other things. So we try and be, though we're producing, mindful of other producers in the area, produce things that other farmers aren't growing, or maybe at times that other farmers don't have something else that they're offering at the market.
Yeah. So I think one of the really great things that you all as a team do, you're able to, across seasons and across, sort of different enterprises, always have a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. So, volunteers, it sounds like, are getting a lot of different opportunities, a different variety, a wide mix of opportunities. It's not just vegetable production. Like, what are some of the other projects? You mentioned the cut flowers. Are there other projects going on that folks are involved in as a part of the volunteer team?
Yeah, so we have the cut flower program. We have culinary herbs, which are just outside this tunnel. So about 1/8 of an acre of culinary herbs that we sell wholesale. And then these tunnels, when they're not flowers, what was in here was peppers. So we had peppers all the way up to the roof. The other tunnels will have heirloom tomatoes. Our strawberry season starts in April and goes to about June, and that's one that takes a lot of our attention, is picking strawberries. So if you volunteer, you get kind of endless supply of strawberries during those months.
That's a perk if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think one of the really cool things about being a volunteer, regardless of which team you're on, is that each different team and to you, there's bound to be some project or type of work that's really awesome and meaningful and impactful to you. What types of folks have you had come to the ranch to volunteer with you? I know a lot of folks have been interested in either starting their own farm operation, they're maybe taking a break from it, or they're looking to gain experience. Some folks have had sustainability or environmentalism backgrounds, maybe policy work.
Yeah, we've had this is probably the most diverse group of folks I've ever worked with, is working here at Heifer. So different ages, ethnicities, countries that people are coming from, different backgrounds. Some folks are taking a break from college, or some are recent high school graduates before they're heading off to college. Others never went to college and maybe had a trade. Yeah. And so depending on what someone's strength is coming in, that'll determine, kind of where I might put them. If I know someone who has some welding experience. We had a volunteer that was a good welder. He and I worked on some making new tools kind of projects. Also, if someone is just interested in a particular thing, if they're really interested in flowers, I'll help encourage that opportunity. We've had volunteers in the garden that were really interested in cooking, and so we had opportunity to cook meals for other volunteers, or just cook together, or grow something we maybe don't take to market, but we can cook with on ranch. Yeah. And so, yeah, just trying to give a diverse group of people a really diverse group of experiences.
Yeah, and I think you touch on a really good point, a really important point of the volunteer program, is that it is really for a broad group of individuals, regardless of background. It's the background is less important than maybe the direction forward for people, and this sort of serves as a point that people with a wide variety of interests, but sort of a passion for agricultural and production and innovation and community and learning and education come to expound upon that and to better understand themselves and the systems that they work in. You mentioned international volunteers. That's something we touched on briefly, but you've had a lot of folks internationally from Haiti, from different parts of the world, and so how has that influenced your team? That's probably been a learning experience for you too in some ways?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic aspect of our team building, because there's just always so much to talk about if you have a diverse group of people. So many different experiences, and while we're all sitting down on hands and knees, cutting lettuce, and we're just talking about the events that are going on in the world and seeing so many different people's perspectives, it just keeps work fun and exciting and interesting. Yeah. And then also for folks that are, international, that have maybe a different experience, they raised, group produce at home in a different way. Yeah. And so that was kind of something interesting with our German volunteers, is how they even just use different produce for cooking was a little bit different. We eat raw broccoli, and they're like, that sounds gross, but they eat raw kohlrabi, and we would try and cook it, and they're like, that's weird, why would you cook it? And so just little stuff like that was really cool to learn and push it. There you go.
We have a question. I'll have you guys repeat it so that everyone can hear it, because I'm not mic'd, but Micah wants to know if you have to have previous agricultural experience to be a garden volunteer.
Oh, okay. The question is, do you need previous ag experience, a previous ag background, working background, to be volunteer. I can speak to that, and Sean, I think you can expound on that. We don't require that. It's of course a benefit, and whatever life experience people have that they bring to the ranch, you know, makes their experience that much more impactful. It makes the community experience that much more, you know, broad and interesting for folks. But it's not a requirement. We've had folks from all different kinds of backgrounds, folks with years and decades of farming experience come and join us, and folks that have never been outside of the big city, and this is their first time like hearing the birds and like being out in nature. And so again, that's not a requirement for applying to the program. There is an application and an interview process that that applicants go through, but that background experience isn't required.
Yeah, for me, the most important thing is a willingness to work hard at like the task at hand, and then a willingness to work well in the team. And like that if you can do that, you're 95% of the way there. One of our volunteers right now has had a long career as a nutritionist, and now she just wanted to see what's on the other end. Where does the food come from, and how does the way you grow it influence the nutritional density of that food? And we've had a lot of the people I work with on the state level that either work for the state or county extension or own local restaurants that source local food. A lot of them started off as volunteers here, and some of those people, that wasn't initially their trajectory in life, and they had this experience of agriculture and food, and it radically changed the way they wanted to go. And then other folks will come in, have this great experience, community building, really formational experience, but still go on to do something else unrelated, but probably carry the values that they gain here for a lifetime.
Yeah, Donna mentioned something similar to that earlier, that sort of lifelong impact that it has on folks. And I think that that's one of the beautiful parts of being at the ranch, is that because it's such a focal point in all of those things that we're talking about, and because folks live here and are fully immersed in it, it does have that impact. But yeah, I mean, we've had a volunteer program in some sort of way for almost 40 years now, and the amount of people that it's had some sort of positive impact on is staggering, really. And I think, you know, regardless of the trajectory forward, like you're saying, it's you know, it's that to take away that better understanding of where your food comes from, because that's something that we all have every day, we all eat every day. So whether that's you wanting to become a future farmer, or you want to better develop your farm skills, or you've never thought about that and you want to spend a summer learning about it and sinking your hands into the soil and learning about how to grow seeds and all of the things that your team does, it's a great experience for that. I wonder if just maybe as a wrap up, you want to just talk about some of the skills, some of the experiences that volunteers might expect in a period of time working with you. Like, I know you all do a lot of seedling production, you're doing soil amendments. What types of things might someone learn about during their time volunteering with you?
Yeah, so I think learning about the soil fertility and soil health is really, I think, one of the most important. That's the foundation of us growing organic vegetables, is that healthy vegetables come from healthy soil. I'm sure Donna said healthy animals come from healthy grass. And so learning the ecology behind all that, I find that even volunteers that don't have either a science background or a ag background find that really interesting and really want to learn that aspect of it. Other skill sets, we spend a lot of time in the greenhouse. We do a big plant sale in the spring, so that's one of our focuses right now. And that's something that's really fun. I think a lot of people enjoy, is starting seeds and, you know, growing little baby plants and that kind of thing.
We have a question.
Okay.
If you guys are up to answer it. Bailey wants to know if there are any short-term volunteer opportunities right now for college students.
Sure. So thanks, Bailey, for your question. That's a question we get a lot. So a typical volunteer position or a volunteer term of service for us is between 3 and 12 months. The 3 months has maybe a little bit of wiggle room. We've had for many years, we've had folks join us for their summer academic break. However, just due to the residential nature of the way that we're set up, with folks living on site, and in particular now with us needing to quarantine folks that are coming in due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it's really harder for us to go much shorter than that. But that sort of academic summer is a period of time when we have been able to successfully host people for many years. But that 2.5 to 3 months is about as short as a position will go.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Sean.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
y'all.
Sean, thanks for speaking with us. It's, you guys do great work. Thanks for all of the education and hard work that you guys contribute both to the ranch, the volunteer program, and Heifer USA's work.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Team Gardens.
Team Gardens. I think now we've got a short testimonial from one of your recent volunteers, from Molly, who's going to talk about her volunteer experience on the Gardens team, and then we're going to transition really quickly down to our maintenance shop to talk about our maintenance and facilities volunteers.
Cool, awesome. See you guys.
I'm going to steal that from you, Sean.
If you told me a year ago that I would be working on a farm in the middle of Arkansas, I would probably laugh at you because that was not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to go into environmental studies and change the world. And now I want to go into farming and change the world. And I chose Heifer because they really prioritize regenerative agriculture, and the community here and the support system here is amazing. Every time I think back on my experience, my heart just fills with joy. It's so incredible. So I'm really excited about being able to take everything that I've learned here and make powerful and sustainable impact on the next community that I work with. If you're thinking about coming to the ranch, this is your place. It's filled with people that will not only support you, but will really teach you. I definitely think you should come to the ranch. It's really fun. We can dance in a cooler together.
All right, Ian, where are we now?
Thanks, Kennedy. So we've just come down to our maintenance and facilities shop. We're just going to really briefly talk about the third team of volunteers at Heifer USA. So we'll just sort of wander around a little bit here, but we've talked with Donna, we've talked with Sean about all of the great work and all of the different projects that they've got ongoing. We're on a large 1,200-acre ranch here, and so as you can imagine, there's lots of different projects going on to maintain our facilities, to maintain the land that we're on, to maintain the infrastructure that's here supporting our agricultural team in conducting the work that they're doing and putting on the great programming and the great educational, farmer educational programming that they're doing. And that requires a team of folks that work very hard in conjunction with both of those teams on our maintenance and facilities team. And so we're down here at the shop where folks on that team would meet and do all kinds of things. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim, we're doing a live stream talking about volunteer opportunities for maintenance team. All right. We have a question from Margie, who wants to know if there are any employment opportunities at the ranch right now for people who maybe aren't in a position where they can volunteer.
That's a great question, Marjorie. So we do have employment opportunities with Heifer International, and any of the current hirings we're doing can be found on our website through the careers page, and I'm sure that we can get a link to that here. So folks on our maintenance and facilities team help us in a few different ways. They help us with all of the sort of upkeep of our facilities, the day-to-day operations of things. They help us with preventative maintenance, vehicle repairs, equipment repairs, all of the fun toys that our departments need to keep things running. They help us to keep those things running. They also help us with groundskeeping. They help us maintain the facilities that we have here so that we're able to keep things operating nice, working well. They're working with our ag team all the time. I know Tim's got a project ongoing right now where he's working on some pig feeders and another pig site, making sure that our livestock team is able to do the types of educational workshops that they do. So folks on the maintenance and maintenance and facilities volunteer team would get a great opportunity to have that work with small engine repair, maybe some tool repair, vehicle repair, project work, that kind of a thing. What other things are going on, Tim, that a volunteer might be involved in?
You get you a mic, Tim.
Okay.
All right, our surprise special guest. And then I'll take that out of my pocket. There you go. You can just talk into that.
Okay. Right now we're have some remodel work we're getting ready to do, and it'll be carpentry, electrical work, plumbing. We just got through pouring some concrete for grain bins, so lots of different skills that you could learn as a volunteer, and you'll just be working side by side with us, and it's a great opportunity for to gain some skills.
Yeah, Tim, you're a well-learned man. You've got skills in a lot of different backgrounds. You guys have got a great shop back here where you're able to do stuff, and you got all kinds of tools to do building and things. What would I know each day would look totally different, and it's dependent on what projects are going on. Of course, if something breaks unexpectedly or something like that you guys reply to. But what would a day-to-day maybe typically look like for somebody on your team?
Normally in the morning we'll open the shop, we'll turn on the air compressor, get the fuel farm ready for everybody to get their diesel and their unleaded, and then we just have a lot of the calls in the morning. In a farm you'll have a flat tire on something, or like this morning we wanted to spread some manure, and the tire had a gash in the sidewall, so we have to do things like that. Getting ready to go down into the pine plantation, and we're working on a silver pasture project, so I'm creating some lanes for pigs to put the feeders and the huts in. So we just have a lot of different things, and as things pop up, it's always exciting. You never know.
Yeah. So I think one of the really important things about what you all do is that I think it represents a lot of the really important ag work that would happen on a farm anyway. It's not necessarily that a normal farm might have a maintenance or an ag facilities person, but all of that stuff that you're talking about that's just going on at all times, farmers need to be ready for. And so I think one of the really great things that a position on your team would represent to somebody that maybe has some background in some of the livestock husbandry or maybe gardens, production work, but is looking to scale up. They maybe don't have some of that experience with carpentry, fixing small engines or fixing a tire, things like that. And you guys would provide some of that educational experience of the sort of the day-to-day, how to respond to small things that go on every day at a farm.
Right, and so we work real close with the ag team and the gardens team, and so like if the ventilation needs worked on in the brooder house, or we're going to install some load bars so we can start weighing the steers. We'll install squeeze chutes. We're working on a turkey brooder for better ventilation, water line. So you'll learn a lot of skills, that you can use on your own farm. Yeah. So.
Well, thanks, Tim. Anything else that you'd like to share really quickly about your experience with volunteers or anything else like that?
We really rely on the volunteers. They play a critical role here, and if we didn't, like right now, we're looking for some volunteers for maintenance, and so if anybody's interested, we would love to have you out here working with us.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and Tim's a great mentor and a great person to learn from and to get to work alongside. And Tim, we appreciate your time, and thanks for chatting with us.
You bet.
We'll let you get back to it. I can take that from you.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, now that we've gotten a chance to speak with everybody on our team, we can just sort of maybe do a quick recap about the volunteer program, what to expect, who could apply, how they can apply, and then maybe answer any additional questions that we've got. So if you've got any questions as we're wrapping up here, maybe just shoot them in the chat so that Kennedy can help field them to me. So the residential volunteer program is meant to be sort of a bilateral beneficial opportunity. Volunteers allow us to operate this learning facility and classroom in such a great way. They're wonderful resources to our team as they work alongside them. And it's a wonderful opportunity for the volunteers as well, for folks that are interested in learning and gaining that educational experience. So for anybody that's just looking to get a hands-on experiential learning opportunity where they're living amongst a community of people that are passionate about sustainable agriculture and that are working in this field, to really be immersed in that. Interested applicants can apply through our website, and we can get a link to that, I'm sure, in the chat here. and you can visit our website at heifer.org/USA and find more about our volunteer program there. You're also welcome to reach out to me directly at ian.peters@heifer.org and send me an application and resume via email. Our applicants do need to be 18 years or older and pass a federal background check. And then applicants can apply to one of our 3 different teams. So they can apply to be on our gardens team, our livestock team, or our maintenance and facilities team. Volunteers can apply to work on multiple teams for different 3-month chunks at a time. So if someone would like to work across all of those different enterprises, they can apply to do so in sort of 3-month increments or longer if that's an experience that they're looking for, but they are assigned to one of those teams at a time. We do accept volunteers from all over the world, and we've got a great community of people that are living here. We do provide housing on site, so the volunteers that are able to join us are able to live here full-time as well and join our really great team. Kennedy, I think we've got a couple questions.
I've got a personal question.
Okay.
If someone wants to volunteer with a friend, how can they do that? Is that allowed?
Sure. So we've had friends of folks, friends or groups of people apply to volunteer, and that's just information that they share with me at the time of their application saying, I'm applying with my friend, or my friend and I are interested in coming down together, and that's certainly a part of the conversation that we would have during the application process, but we've absolutely had people do that as small groups or as partners of people.
And the same goes for families, right? You can bring your family here if you are the lead of your family, yes?
We actually aren't able to allow folks with children under 18, but if you had a partner or a significant other that wanted to apply to the program and they were interested in applying to the volunteer program as well with you, you could co-apply with one another. But unfortunately, due to the residential nature of our facilities, we're not able to accommodate folks that are under 18 at this time.
All right, thanks for clarifying that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a question about whether there's an upper age limit. You know, people have to be 18 to apply, but
there's no upper age limit. We've had folks. That's one of the great things about the ranch. We've got such a wide background of people. We have people from 18 to 83 volunteer with us. Obviously, a lot of the work is outdoors. It's very physical, and that's really intriguing and really, I think, interesting and important to folks that maybe have had a long career doing maybe more sedentary work. They want to be involved in things that are hands-on or things that are outside, and so there's no upper age limit. We've had people from all ages apply.
Awesome. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and get them in right now because we're going to wrap up soon. But while I'm waiting to see if anyone else has any questions, I'll pop in with an announcement. It's a little windy out here. My hair's crazy, but just one of the beautiful things about being on the ranch. Coming up pretty soon, we have a big announcement. And since you guys are here watching with us live, you get to hear it first. This is going live tomorrow, but we will be having a live stream and giveaway with Johnny's Select Seed Company. And we have some amazing prizes to give away, including a brand new broad fork, lots of merchandise, and a 6-row seeder. So you heard it here first. Pass on the word to your friends. All you have to do is register once our event goes live on Facebook, or you'll be able to find that on our website. And we're super excited to be partnering with Johnny's. That live stream will be happening February 18th at 2 p.m. And you'll be able to find it here on the Heifer USA YouTube page. All right, and I'm gonna see if we have any more questions. Let's see. Doesn't look like we have any more. Oh, there they are. Are there non-residential volunteer opportunities?
So we have had folks that live in maybe the greater Little Rock area join our team as part-time day volunteers. We are restricting a lot of that activity right now due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but again, we're always taking applications from individuals, and we'd always be glad to have that conversation individually, one-on-one with folks. So I think if that's something that people are interested in, they're certainly welcome to reach out to us and explore that.
Awesome. Awesome, thank you. Speaking of COVID, can you talk for a second about the restrictions and policies that we have in place to keep everyone at the ranch safe?
Sure. I mean, I think one of the important things to note is just that it's constantly changing, and our understanding and policies and procedures, I think, follow you know, the most up-to-date information that we have. I think as it relates to the volunteer program, we do require when we have residential volunteers and they arrive, for them to go through a 2-week quarantine period. So we have separate housing that we're able to offer folks that to stay in while they go through that 2-week period. And then, of course, as you've seen on our live streams and things, we require people to wear masks, socially distance at work, maintain good hygiene protocols, daily temperature and symptoms monitoring, and there's an extensive list of policies and procedures too that we have in place, but those are some of the baseline things that we're doing, and of course monitoring the situation at all times to make sure that we're keeping our team as safe as possible.
All right, I think those are all the questions we have. Anything else you want to tell our viewers about?
Yeah, thanks, Kennedy. I just want to thank everybody that tuned in to us today. Again, we always appreciate when folks join our live streams. If you weren't able to catch us live and you're watching it later, thanks again for coming to our page. We appreciate all of the support that our followers and our viewers give us. In whatever way you're involved in the Heifer USA story, we're really appreciative of your support and your interest in the program. And thanks for taking the time to talk about and learn about our residential volunteer program. I think with that, I'll give it over to Kennedy to sign us off, and thanks again for all of your time, everybody.
All right. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. As I said, we'll be coming back with another live stream in a couple of weeks. You'll see more information about that on our social media channels, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, where you can find all of our previous live streams and all of the long-form content that we create. And if you have any questions on those, you can leave comments in the chat. You can email us at heiferusa@heifer.org. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram so you can keep up with all of the latest news coming from the ranch, and especially so you can stay tuned for our upcoming live stream with Johnny's Select Seed Company. So I think that does it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for being here, and we hope that you stay healthy and safe and get to work on your volunteer application. All right, bye everyone.